Okay, to finish this game off now then, we're going to need to add a finishing line to our game so we can tell which car has actually won the race. So the first thing we need to do in order to do this is edit our background so we can actually draw a finishing line onto the background. So to do this, just click on the stage button. Then you're going to need to go to the backgrounds tab and we're going to edit that background. Now we're going to draw the finishing line onto our background just by drawing, using the brush stroke, a little line on the screen. And it's really important on this one that you choose a colour that you haven't used at all before, whether it be for any of the cars that you've drawn or for the background itself. It must be a completely different colour. So we're going to use yellow in our little example. Just draw the finishing line wherever you want it to appear. When you're happy, just say OK. Right, the next little thing we need to do now then is add a little bit of scripting so that we can work out who's won the car and what needs to happen, who's won the race and what needs to happen when they've won the race. And we do need to do this for each car in turn. We're going to start with the first one, Sprite 1. So click on Sprite 1, go to the scripts. Now we're going to need to do this forever. So the first control we want is the control tab and we want the forever loop. Drag that on. We're just going to attach it on to the end of the last instruction. Well, what do we want it to do forever? Well, we want it to sense if it's touching the yellow colour. So we're going to drag out the if loop next then. Right, slot it just inside your forever loop. And we want it to see if it is touching the yellow colour. So this is going to be on our sensing options. And we're looking for touching colour. Drag that out inside the if. Now we need to make sure that we drag the right colour. So click on the colour palette itself and then it allows you to pick up the colour off the stage just to make sure you've got the right colour yellow. Okay, so we're identifying whether it's touching the yellow. Well, what do we want it to do if it touches the yellow? Well, the first thing we'll get it to do is actually say something. So if we go to the looks button, looks option, we'll get it to say something. So drag the say hello out. We're going to put that inside the if loop. We don't want it to say hello though. We want it to say that this car's won. So this is our red car. So we're going to get it to say red car wins. Okay, and then we don't want the game to carry on, so the very last thing we'll get it to do then is to just stop everything. So go to the control options, go right the way down to the bottom. We want it to stop all. Okay, so that's it for Sprite 1. We're going to now have to repeat all of that for Sprite 2. So click on Sprite 2 now then. Drag yourselves down to the bottom. You can see we've already done it on ours, just as an example. But just make sure you're picking up the right colour. So using your colour options, pick up the yellow colour off the finishing line. And just to remind you then, it's the forever loop. Then we want if off the control tab, touching colour off the sensing tab, say off the looks tab, and then you can change it to the blue car wins in this option, and then stop all from the control tab again. Okay, hopefully that's going to work now then. So we're going to test that out with your green flag. Going to get the little red car to win, hopefully, without crashing into any of the boundaries. Okay, and we've got it to announce that it's won at the end. Okay, and you're done.